Hey guys, what's up? It's Carl here, and just walked into the studio and noticed that these two just came in, and I just wanted to do a very quick unboxing for you guys. It is, of course, the latest gen, or the next gen, of consoles from Xbox. We've got the brand new Series X and the cheaper Series S. So typically console refreshes come about every 5 years or so, and I usually am on the Team Xbox side. I've had the Xbox since my OG Xbox, which I'll quickly grab. I feel like this thing is almost like an ancient relic right now. So if any of you have this same console, it's one of their limited edition crystal colorways. It came with, I think, the OG Halo or Halo 2. I think I'm gonna put this in a museum one day, but I've had every single Xbox to date. So of course the 360, then the Xbox One, we had the One S as well as the One X, which is my current one. But of course we are getting to Series X and Series S. Slightly confusing. And let's start off first with the cheaper one. So the Series S, I think this is where all the hype is, just solely for that price point. So $299 or $379 if you're up here in Canada. And I think this brings a ton of value for next-gen gaming. And the big jump for next-gen gaming this time, I wouldn't say it's too much graphics. Obviously, they'll get better, but it's all around the frame rate. And you can see right this way, you can get all the way up to 120 frames. It is limited, though, to 1440p, which I honestly think is the right way to go. And you can kind of see the rest of the specs. It's got a 512 SSD, and around the rest of the box, yeah, it's pretty simple stuff. But we'll get to the unboxing. This is a little pull tab right here. One more on this side. Third time's a charm. And I know we've already seen sneak peeks at the new Xbox already, but this is actually your first look at the official retail unboxing experience. So this is what all you will see when you buy your own. So you can see right here, power your dreams. We've also got the power cable as well as a high-speed HDMI port that you'll need to get the 120 FPS. We should have the new Series S controller. And that feels pretty nice. And kind of looking around, there's these new little grip additions to the back of the controllers as well as on the triggers. I'm not too sure if we can get that on camera there. And it's nice that they did include AA batteries, and those will fit right into the back. And I'm just bringing up one of my Xbox One's controllers. You can see here, of course, it's in orange. Very little has changed this year to the Series S. I think we've got a little share button in the middle, and the D-pad is a bit fuller. Almost reminds me of the Elite controllers. And up top, they've actually just made the addition of USB-C to charge. So that's always nice. And if you actually look at the PS5 controller, it's kind of mimicking what the Xbox controllers does. And I think that's saying something, because I think this is the most comfortable controller currently on the market. And to the actual console itself, maybe we'll kind of save this. And this is just so tiny, just gauging off of my initial impressions here. Damn, that is definitely way smaller than I thought it would be. What do you think that looks like, sizing-wise, Caden?
Smaller than a shoebox.
Little smaller than a shoebox. So definitely this is way smaller than a shoebox. You can see that I've just got one right here. Caden, I don't think your measuring skills are correct. Maybe the size of a tissue box. I think that's actually more kind of legit there. And you can also see that I'm bringing my older One S into the picture just to really compare the overall size. And there is a big difference. We're definitely making a way smaller footprint this year. And you can see in the Series S, it still has that kind of two-tone finish of smooth with the venting, this clear circle here. That's just to get some of that heat dissipation. In the Series S, they've shifted away from the monochrome, and to have that same vent, they've just gone for black. So it almost looks like a large one domino piece. And if we actually look at the ports, they're actually very similar. So of course, power, you've got a storage expansion, one HDMI out, two USB ports, and of course your Ethernet if you want to hardwire your internet connection. Obviously way smaller than the PlayStation 5, but let's get to the heavy hitter. Let's get to the big brother, the one that's of course $499 or $579 if you're up here in Canada. This is the Series X. And you can see here maybe some of the specs that it brings. So on the Series X, you can still get up to 120 frames, but you can get that in 4K. Depending on the game, you can get up to 8K in HDR. This has a 1 terabyte SSD. Obviously, it has more powerful graphics, and for all of you spec heads out there, I'll kind of do a quick little comparison against the two. They're all using AMD architecture. Tab 1, 2. And you can kind of see the box art here. It is a very similar design. So they're going for the all square. Very, very different from the PlayStation 5 route, which I think looks kind of like a router. But once again, this is the actual retail packaging. So this should be your very first experience on what you should get. Very similar tagline, power your dreams. This is way larger, way heavier. Up top, we still had the charging cable and of course that ultra high speed HDMI cable. Also, this is the controller. I'm wondering if it's any different. I don't think it should be. And honestly, I think this is identical to the Series S. Obviously, the colors are different. And if you know anything on the channel, I have a sickly addiction to collecting Xbox controllers. So I've added 2 to the collection here. You can see the addition of that extra button, and of course on the grips and on the actual triggers, we have some of that rubberized or texturized grip to get those headshots. And now I guess is the most important part. We'll unbox the Series X. So this is looking pretty cool. This is essentially one large tower. Almost reminds me of, say, a PC tower. And that's looking pretty sleek, very, very minimal. You can see some of the venting. We of course have that iconic green on the insides of the circles. You'll see here on the Series X, you actually have a Blu-ray or a disc drive, and that's unlike the Series S, which is completely digital. So if you wanna rock Blu-rays, honestly, haven't watched one in years, that is obviously an option. And on the back, you can see ports, which once again, I think are pretty much identical. So power, you've got your HDMI out, your 2 USB ports, Ethernet, storage expansion. You also have the 1 USB port on the front. That's of course to say charge your controller. But overall, this is way heavier than the Series S. And I'm just looking up the weight here, 9.8 pounds compared to 4.25 on the Series S. So more than double. They're actually very close to the same height as well, and pretty much the exact same width. Obviously, when you turn it sideways, you see kind of the big difference. As I start to use these kind of more and more, and in this initial unboxing, there's a bit of an embargo, so I can't get to any of the gameplay footage just yet. Stay posted till next week once I've kind of put both of these through their paces. But honestly, I think the big winner here for Microsoft in general, I've seen this on all forums, people talking about it over on Twitter, the Series S offers some really good value. $299/$379 for getting into next-gen gaming. Most people don't even have 4K TVs yet. And even if you do, those are kind of capped at 60 FPS, so you won't really utilize the full potential of these devices. If you're looking to get up to say 90, even 120 hertz, most people will be looking at gaming monitors. And once again, those aren't 4K either. So I think the best combo would be to pair a Series S with say a gaming monitor. Still way cheaper than a gaming PC, and you have access to all of the next gen games. But anyways, let me know your thoughts down below on the comments, which device you would get. I think a lot of you would pick the Series S, or maybe a lot of you are PlayStation 5 fans. That should be coming to this studio as well. Hopefully you guys enjoyed your very first look at the retail unboxing of the next gens of Xboxes. Hope you guys enjoyed this vid, and I cannot wait to dive into some official gameplay this weekend. Make sure you stay posted, and I'll catch the rest of you in one of my next vids or vlogs. Peace!